is here to learn something, because none of us are perfect, but that's okay because we're all here learning. And God also loves all of us. He truly is the supreme intelligence that loves each and every one of us, and that has also created this wonderful universe for us.
Okay, here comes the curveball. God is just. Right? 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 God is good? Right? Okay. Why does God allow to be wars? To have bad people walking around and doing bad things? If it's so just and so good, why bad things happen on planet Earth?
Well, the thing is that God gave all of us the choice to, make our own choices and decisions in life. Because God, as I was saying before, wants all of us to learn. And sometimes we will make wrong decisions and we will make mistakes, because that is how we learn and that's how we grow. And eventually, from those mistakes and from learning, we will grow into fully evolved and divine spirits. So the reason why sometimes not all of these good things happen on Earth is because we're all in different levels of our spirit lives, and it's because God wants all of us to learn.
Vince?
This universe, its planets are like is a ladder for spirits, like from the worst spirits to the highest spirits. Each spirit has its designated planet because that's the level of the spirit and its purification.
Let me stop you here. You told that each spirit has its planet by the level of purification. Are there other spirits living in other planets than planet Earth?
Yes.
Are you sure? 100%? Okay, tell them why.
There's countless spirits out there.
Okay, don't tell me, tell them.
There's countless spirits out there.
Why?
How do they know? Spirits book.
How do you prove a spirit? How do you prove that we are spirits? How do we know that this is true? What is written on the spirits book, on the Kardec, Pentateuch, is not just words. Answer as Vincent. Don't go grinding too much. Answer what you believe.
I don't know.
So why do you believe that there are spirits?
That's what I was raised from. Spiritism.
Yeah.
I've been going to the center for since I was less than 1, right?
So, I think the question I'm going to send to Annabella too, but the question, it falls down to, do you guys believe in God? Do you ever see God? Did God get to your home, had lunch, coffee, and then jump on a car and got out? If you believe in something that you don't see, maybe you can call it spirit, right? You can call energy, but that is something there, right? I pass the baton to you, sweetie.
Okay. So do you want me to also answer?
Oh, do whatever you want. You know that this is getting shape, so whatever you feel that can add to the
Can I ask them a question?
You can ask a question. You can answer. So just answer that.
Okay.
Why? How can you or prove or at least give us a hint that spirits exist?
Well, the thing is that I also, I haven't seen spirits before, but sometimes I can also feel that energy. And also we know that there is something, such as God, for example, that has created the universe. And also from, kind of like what Vincent was saying, the spirits books that we've seen, also from mediumship sometimes, which is when a person can feel or see a spirit. So there have been case scenarios that prove that. And even if it doesn't prove that, something that's kind of like a famous saying is that you don't need to see something to believe in it. So I think that that's something that's important to remember. It's also sometimes about what you feel and what you know and what you've learned. So
Your question was?
my question was, why do you all believe in spirits or in God?
Ooh, word.
You read it in the spirits book.
Yeah.
Hey, you're taking his word for it, right?
Yeah.
I go with the points you put it on. Not always, people have mediumship, they have proof. People believe around them or not. But even if you don't have mediumship on a stream, all of us have some level of sensibility. And it's a matter of feeling. And as we evolve as spirits, and we tend to feel more things around us because we're more elevated and we'll be more connected with things around us, with the energy around us. So sometimes it's also a matter of not just seeing, but pay attention to what you feel. We don't see the air, but we feel the wind.
There you go.
That's a
Valdo,
very
wanna
good
weigh into
explanation.
that, my friend?
Yeah, I think I believe in God. I believe that I am a spirit. Just for me, it comes very simply because of the need to belong. Just like we are born, we have a family, we have a mother, a father, siblings in our material life. There is something inside of us that is not material, and that's the same sense of belonging to that family that connects us to something much bigger than it is here. And to see God, we just see the beauty that He created. If you go to a mountain, a valley, the beach, all the beautiful things, nature itself, and you cannot explain it. You just feel like we belong, and that is something so beautiful that's created to us. And inside of me, I have that need to fulfill something that I don't know how to explain, but I know that I'm going to be there. Like when my parents passed, I know that they were passing temporarily, that they're going to meet up again. And this life is very incomplete. So at one time, we're going to have the whole puzzle together. Right now, it's just a little piece of that puzzle.
Yeah, those are all true answers, and I think that shows, how, like I was saying before, we all feel these different things, and we believe in God and in spirits because we were all put here for different reasons, and that's something important to keep in mind, how we're all still learning and growing together, and how we're all here for a reason, and sometimes even to help bring a message or to teach something. Because something that's important to remember is that no matter what age you are, you can always teach something, you can always inspire people, like how me and Vincent are up here today, and that's something super important to remember.
So, as an adult, of course, I'm going to complicate things. That's our part in the world. We have 50,000 to 80,000 thoughts a day. Women, a little bit more. There is no study in neuroscience that tells which part of the brain is responsible for the thoughts. And we have 50,000 to 80,000. Can you tell that they don't exist? But they don't come from your body, right? Don't come from your brain. Where they come from? So yeah, we have to play St. Thomas to a certain extent, but sometimes we did, and that's why Spiritism is a logical faith. It's a reasoning faith. It's not blind faith. It's not you're going to believe because you're going to believe. You're going to believe because this is happening. There is no explanation in this life to explain why in the same family you have a beautiful cheerleader and the other sibling is on a wheelchair. If God is just and fair and good, why that happens? If it's not from this life, it will probably come from a previous life. Otherwise, it's not going to be justice. So it's just trying to work with your reasoning in a different way. Go ahead, Vince.
Okay, I'm gonna need a volunteer.
Ooh.
Okay. Ask me a question.
I was not prepared for that, but
Oh, you volunteered, man.
okay. Thank you, yes, I volunteer. I'm struggling because I didn't hear it. I didn't catch that, but okay. Okay.
You
What?
didn't hear that, Vince.
What is so difficult for us to understand reincarnation?
Come back.
Okay. Some people, they think it's one life and done. Disabilities, they come from past lives. Like, for example, if we did something like to our brain, we would have like a brain disability. Or
I have that too. It's just not apparent.
if we did something to our legs, we would be put in a wheelchair.
Yeah. There you go.
So, kind of like what Vincent was saying, the thing is that sometimes like these disabilities are hard to understand, like why they happen. Sometimes, so many times we ask, like, why did it happen to me? And that can be really hard. But as Vincent was saying, we don't know what happened in our past lives, and sometimes it's just a way for us to learn. Sometimes people misunderstand it for being some type of like torture towards them. But yeah, like a punishment. But it's actually a way for God to help us to learn. He's not trying to hurt us. It's just a way to learn. And you can still actually live a wonderful life and do so many things in your life, even with any type of disability. It can seem hard, but those are just ways for us to learn. And that's also why we have so many lives. So yeah.
So just think about, we are perfect beings, right? It was a lot, well, in terms of functioning, think about how many functions you perform without even noticing. You thermoregulate your body, you blink, you swallow, you do a lot of things without even spend a little bit of your body effort or weight. So everything works so good. Of course, we destroy pretty much everything if we want. But do you think that God will create a body that perfect for just one incarnation, for just one life? Oh, so if you believe in that philosophy that we go up or down, don't need to put tags on it, probably up and down are really full, right? There's probably a line outside say, hey, You're number 12,000, 12 billion, 11 million, because there's not too much space for so many spirits that cannot come or not go anywhere and stay up or down. There is no way for it's a figure of speech for us to understand something in a basic way. But of course, I'm going to ask you guys, what is the purpose of reincarnation? Evolution. Can you evolve in just one life? Can you be a PhD just going to the first day of your first grade? Probably not. So again, and let's put some things on the equation as well, because it's not just the spirit and the body. There's something in between. What is it? What is a pure spirit?
A pure spirit is the center of it all. The pure spirit, that's the one that evolves.
Okay. Do you guys agree with that? Kind of.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
Go for it.
A pure spirit is
Pure spirit. Pure spirit. Not pure. Not pure. Pure spirit.
oh,
Pure spirit. Pure spirit.
oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
okay, guys. I don't expect you to know everything.
Because is it pure spirit or
No,
pure?
pure spirit.
Oh, okay.
So think about this. Okay, let's do a graphic understanding. You have the spirit, the pure spirit,
Okay.
and the body. You have the database, the modem, and the computer. You have the avocado. You have the seed. You have the body and the envelope, the side. Okay, so the skin of it. So the pure spirit is normally where other spirits can connect to us by what? Frequency. If you are in the same frequency, they can suggest ideas to you. You can perceive other spirits that are around you. So pure spirit's like a modem, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a question for them?
A question?
Or do you want them to send you a code? Pose a question to you? Not that the hard as this one.
Well, does anyone have a question?
Let me put somebody that who probably never gonna come back because it's his first time here. But anyways, what brought you here to the center besides your friend on the side? Any curiosity about the doctrine?
Oh, yeah, I very much believe in it.
So you have a question for these kids?
Do you feel in your consciousness, in your spiritual consciousness, that you can connect with other spirits on different realms or in this reality?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, yes, actually. It's surprising. Like sometimes even when we go to sleep, for example, we are actually able to visit different places. Sometimes we're even able to visit the spiritual world. Like, interestingly enough, I did have a dream where I did visit the spiritual world. Like, I do believe that there are ways in your consciousness to connect to other spirits, some people more than others, such as in mediumship, and then some people less. But we are all still connected by God, and we are still connected as spirits. So I do think that, yes.
So just because life is not stop motion, it's all evolving, we're going to evolve our talk here. I'm going to send another mediator to replace me. And the kids didn't know that, right? Neither do I. And neither Valdo. But come on, Valdo. Right.
No, since they, by the way, I haven't seen speakers or guests here with this level of knowledge, with this level of maturity. So congrats, you guys are fantastic. Thank you. Give me. Annabelle and Vincent, practically they're spiritists since they were born. I've seen these kids grow. I remember when a friend here was pregnant and when Vincent came in, and I think, I don't know if you feel what I feel, that they speak with this naturality is because it is not just what we learn in the Spirit's book, what we know. It's like as a family, as their family, as Vincent's family, as my family, we all go through all the struggles in life, right? We all have situations. But then there is something that we do, that we are in constant communication, in constant harmony with good spirits, because there is good spirits and bad spirits out there, and it doesn't mean that the bad spirits out there and we should avoid them. There, one time we were bad spirits. Just to say, it's evolving. But in order for us to evolve and to grow, you want to be in good company. You wanted to learn from who knows more than you do, right? You wanted to give more and fill more your tank, and you need to go to a source. And because there is this day-to-day struggle in life, and the way that they see how us parents, how we come and we respond to those situations, and in their own growing up, they're facing those adversities too. And hopefully, right, with whatever we learn and coming here, and once we go home, we have some routines. We look like a gospel gospel at home, evangelho em casa, and that is like maintaining this energy. Can you guys talk a little bit about this? Because when we come here to the center, it's a magical place. I feel it's incredible. But then there are times like you have a bad day in school, right? And sometimes you cannot avoid it. You're just gonna have a bad day in school, like a bad day at work for us. How do you overcome that? How do you go over that?
Like overcome that day? Or?
Bad situations.
Well, for me, of course, especially as a teenager, I've had many hard situations, like in this moment of my life. But the way that I overcome it is that typically I always do a prayer. I always try to connect myself to good energies, because right, that brings us those good energies, and it can help us connect more to God. And I also try to see the positive in life. Like, even in those hard situations, there are going to be moments where I ask myself, why is this happening? Like I was saying before. But then I remember that there's still going to be more good moments of life. I keep going and I don't give up, because I know that life always gets better. And those hard moments in life, again, are a way for us to learn. And we also have to remember that we are loved, even when we don't feel like it. So I try to remind myself of all these good things and to continue to see the beauty of life, or sometimes to do something that I like, to care for myself, because we all deserve that love. And so I think that it's truly important in those hard days or hard moments of life to keep on seeing the positive, to not give up, to remind yourself that you're not alone, and to continue connecting to those good energies even when it feels hard.
about you, Vincent? Like, if you're gonna give a message to somebody who's like feeling very disturbed and going over a situation that you cannot, if you've been in that place, how did you overcome that, and what kind of message you have for that?
Me personally, I do the things I like to do, like pet my dog, and try to create songs and drum beats on my drum. And sometimes I just take a nap. And that's what I recommend to all of you if you're struggling with like work or school, too much responsibilities, or just stress. Do the things you like to do. Whether go for a car ride or just take your dog for a walk. So, yeah.
Why are your parents?
Yeah, good. Two different perspectives here, but this is very important. We handle stress differently, but we cannot stay stuck in that place. We have to get out of that place. Yes.
I was just about to say, it has one thing that, at least in my point of view, it's common in their opinions, that it's like, whatever you're struggling, try to change the focus of your mind. Because you're so absorbed when we are in this turmoil, it's hard to, it's like sometimes life is in the middle of literally a hurricane, absorbed by everything. It's like, it's hard when it started, but try to change your focus. Like they say, focus on the positive, do things you like. Try to disconnect it to whatever, it's because we tend to be absorbed, only looking at the problem, thinking we should have the answers. And sometimes the answer is out of us.
Right.
So with prayer, with connecting to things good and changing the focus on your mind, sometimes can facilitate getting out of this bad situation.
Yep. Precisely. Peter?
So for us adults, I just want to point out the reason of bringing them here is for us to see that we complicate things too much. If you don't know how to respond, just do like Vincent, I don't know. It doesn't hurt to say I don't know, but we think that if we say I don't know, we're going to lose something. People are going to perceive us as whatever. They don't have this problem. They are more into the truth, into what you think. Oh, I'm going to walk my dog, and that makes me happy. It's so simple that it seems for us adults that it's hard to believe that walk a dog. Have you tried? Try it.
You want to say something else?
I forgot.
That's okay. I was only going to act as a fact checker because they mentioned the Spirits book. It is important for us to have some foundation and some reference. And Peter asked one of the most elementary and most important questions centering Spiritism. What is the objective of reincarnation? Okay, the reincarnation it's a second incarnation. In the Spirits book, and there is a very important and a full explanation, because evolving is one of the parts of the answer, but there is a second part, to be co-creators of God's creation, meaning that we have the power and the responsibility to continue His work, to continue creating, to continue not just learning, but Annabella put here a couple of times, and Vincent too, teaching. You want a peace in the world? Be that peace. You want more love? Be the love. Yes, dear.
One thing helped me and is, since you are here for our evolution, right? And when I am struggling with some hard situation, I use it complain and say, why it happened to me all the time? So nowadays, when I see the situation, I ask it, what I need to learn about that, and know why it happened to me, but what God is trying to teach me, what I need to learn. Because it is one of the things the spiritism teach me.
Right.
Since you are here, nothing happened by randomic way to you. So if it's happened to me, what's the goal? What I need to learn?
Perfect. Thanks. Yes, Peter.
So a question for you two guys. You started the Spiritist Center like really, really, really young. And now you are on stage. How do you guys see your role progressing on the Spiritist Center?
Well,
We have
from
speakers here, right?
well, for me, I feel like ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to help people. I've always been inspired by coming here. I've always felt like this was a place to feel like myself, to feel free and comfortable. And I would always see like everyone speaking, and it always looked so hard, and it was just very inspiring. So I think that my role has progressed a lot because in my life, I'm the kind of person that, as I was saying before, I want to inspire people. I want to help teach people, just as I always saw ever since I was little these speakers doing in the Spiritist Center. And for me to be able to be doing it today and to share the knowledge that I've learned, to be able to help people, to inspire everyone, just feels so good for me. I just feel like I'm able to bring such an important and beautiful message, and hopefully that I can create change and show to all of you that you can create change no matter how young you are, and that you are all very inspiring people, and hopefully, just like I have, that you will go far in your life. And also remember that it's never too late to inspire people. And I just think that that's the kind of role and message that I want to show to people, and the kind of role that I'm playing today.
Safety.
So in the past year, every day going to school, me and my mom listened to an audiobook about like by a spirit. The past year, we've listened to the Spirits book, the Gospel, Genesis, and something else.
Heaven and Hell.
Not yet.
Venus book?
Yeah, the Medium's book too.
Venus book.
Yeah. Now I've absorbed all that, and I'm sharing this information with you guys. And like it's been said multiple times, it doesn't matter how young you are. You can still teach someone that doesn't know.
Great. I'm going to read for you here in question 132 of the Spirit's book, where we're talking about aim of incarnation. Maybe you can read it for us, Annabelle. You have such a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
The question is, what is the aim of the incarnation of spirits? And that's a complete answer here by
And
them.
then, do you want me to read all of this?
Yes, please.
Okay. It is a necessity imposed on them by God as the means of attaining perfection. For some of them, it is an expiation. For others, a mission. In order to attain perfection, it is necessary for them to undergo all the, what does that say?
Vicissitudes.
Vicissitudes of corporal existence. It is the experience acquired by expiation that constitutes its usefulness. Incarnation has also another aim view, that of fitting the spirit to perform his share in the work of creation, for which purpose he is made to assume a corporal apparatus in harmony with the material state of each world into which he is sent, and by means of which he is enabled to accomplish the special work in connection with that world which has been appointed to him by the divine ordering. He is thus made to contribute his quota towards the general weal while achieving his own advancement.
Thank you. Heard words here such as expiation, vicissitudes. We're talking about the book Heaven and Hell, and there is a question there. If I am to achieve evolvement and more perfection, and let's say you already got to the spiritual world, so once we go back there, we start a state of erraticity, which means we're going to go over everything that happened here, and I'm going to prepare, I'm going to study, I'm going to meet people, I'm going to go to places all the world. Beautiful thing, but it's all in preparation for another journey. So once that comes to play, there are three things we need to do in order for us to continue our evolvement. One, because it's going to be a point that we're going to be so conscientious of who we are and what we have done and what we need to do. So the first thing is to regret the errors that we have done. The second is to repair. And the third is to expiate. The difference, regret, it's very easy to understand. The reparation is to, if I did wrong to someone, I will repair that. The expiation is actually changing places, is actually experiencing life in a different perspective. If I was a master, now in the next life I'm going to be a slave. If I was a very abusive husband in this life, I might come back as another life as a better woman, exactly, and so on. So it's important to understand that there is a lot of work to do while we're in this journey, but as long as we're in the right path and we're fulfilling ourselves with the right knowledge, creating energy, doing all good that we can, we're good, right, Peter? I think we're good here.
Pretty much, and that's one great explanation about why do we reincarnate. Because if you learn something or do something that you need to learn in this incarnation, and you have nothing else to do, or you discarnate, how can you learn? It's not easy to learn.
Always we come back for the same family?
No, that we cannot say yes or no. It depends of your level of advance, and it depends on your good doings and not as good. That is some compulsory reincarnation. We can study that if you guys want.
No, there is a question for that. We are attached to people very close to us, so it's very possible that you're gonna come back the same people you're living with, but it's not a rule.
Exactly.
There is in my family we are 8 siblings. My mom, my dad have 8.
Mama, daddy, daughters, granddaughters, so you
Yeah.
never know.
So for you to have an idea, I have siblings that we're just like the same. And there are other siblings that we nothing like it. It's like, you can tell, I'm from one tribe, my sister is from another tribe, and from another world, we're completely different, and it's like, how can we be the same thing? We're so different. It's like, what happened? It's because, just like he says here, we are part of this corporation. So,
God, all the superior spirits, when we're planning us together, we are linked to stories, to journeys, and we are in a mission sometimes to help others. That will come to the same family, work together, and we don't need to worry about that detail. The important thing is that we are all together. As a humanity, we are all brothers and sisters.
That's the reason for you to forget about who you are when you're here, because you choose to do something to repair or something to progress. And if you understand that everything that happens in past lives, you won't do it in the same way, because you don't know who your father was, who your mother was, who your brother was, who his sister was. Oh, she's not from my family, but there's something that he chose to be on her side to repair something. So that much we know, not for his case, but for the general case, because this is on the books of the doctrine. But we cannot say that it's 100% you're going to choose. Of course, if you do a lot of good things, and of course, even if you can choose, it's not something that, I want to go to the same family over and over and over, because your tests change. You're going to find the perfect family for you to complete the test that you are willing to do.
Yeah. For example, there could be your best friend could be your dad in your next life, or your daughter. Dolly.
Or sometimes an enemy to repair the ties.
Exactly.
We were enemies in another life, and in order for us to repair the love that was
Very,
cut.
very nice grandfather. I wanna the second grandfather.
Exactly.
So guys, we have material. We're gonna save this material for our next talk with these guys here. Okay. So, but I just wanted you to understand, this is the easiest way to tell parents what they have been doing on the kids program. That's it. That's it. If they want to learn, because we cannot force anybody to learn, but that's, the next generation. We're going to pass the baton to them. So we're very proud to have them here answering questions that sometimes they're so, cool to say, I don't know. And it doesn't matter. They're not here to be put on a test. They are here to be themselves. And they could prove themselves on a stage. There's people that there are researchers that say that being on stage is a bigger fear than die. For many people, they just paralyze. They just freeze. They're here because they know that what they're going to talk about it. You know how much time took me to convince them to come here? 5 minutes? Not even that. Look, Vince, look at me, start shaking, say, no, you can't do it. Say, done.
And you can feel that they have passion, right? These kids, they have passion, and we have other kids here that very similar situation. They can be put here. We can ask a lot of questions, and they will come up very naturally and give a response that we're like, wow, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. So guys, kids, we're not threatening you, but we're saying to you, you can be on stage too, if you do want, if you do wish. We don't want a know-it-all kid. We want a genuine kid here. We want people that want to share like the two kids here do. We are like 50-something minutes talking about their share. And Tim told me, 30 minutes is enough. Say, yeah, you will see. Because when they catch on fire, it's hard. But we need to wrap up our meeting. But I'm going to ask you to do something that normally we don't do in Spirit Center. Just because our speakers, it's not a talent or it's not our doing that we just compile what is on the doctrine. So we're not too much for applause. But these kids deserve an applause.